Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. It's the Hood Mystic, representing hoodmystic.com, columbianexchange.com, White Rabbit Psychedelics. Be sure to purchase my new book, Spiritual Being, Having a Human Experience, available in the links in my description. Today we are doing a collective tarot reading. Weird. Today we are doing a collective tarot reading, and the purpose of this video is to provide healing for those who are suffering emotional pain or mental separation. If nobody told you today that your mind is the same mind of the intelligent design, God, source, or whatever you want to call it, but in a simpler form, your mind is a tool for divinity, and hopefully you use your mind as a divine being over a human being. If you need any assistance in these endeavors, please feel free to reach out for a live reading at hoodmystic.setmore.com or use the link tree in the description, or join my Patreon, which we will be doing more live person-to-person readings starting March 4th. That's when I get my Wi-Fi turned on in my new place. But other than that, man, peace to the tribe and peace to the collective once again. I'm happy that you're joining me. This card came up yesterday and it's coming up again. I asked my cards to pull some cards to help and assist with healing this evening. And these are the two cards I pulled up. The Three of Swords combined with the Two of Cups. And so if you clicked on this video, that's what those two cards mean. The heartbreak has happened, so one, you can understand true love. And two, in order to understand true love, you gotta understand what true love isn't. Because sometimes when you are experiencing true love without the dark side of the experience, you might get thrown off into saying that this experience isn't love because it isn't 100% positive. It might be 50% dark, 50% negative, and 50% positive. Well, if you're in a situation like that, it is still love. The same way as the day is 50% dark and 50% daytime. One doesn't go about life and saying, well, as long as it's, all daytime, then my life is perfectly fine. You learn to adjust with the daytime and nighttime energies. So within your relationships, or when you outside of a relationship, or just now breaking up with somebody, or a union coming to an end, the reading is letting you know that this previous situation wasn't the situation that you should have got up for. You should have never even have took a bath. You should have never even washed your ass, because the reality of it, the real situation, comes as the energy switches over into spring, starting April 1st. So the preparation and understanding should be from now until then. So if you are experiencing a breakup, or you are experiencing a loss or a shift in your relationship dynamic, the reality is that you are moving into something much more satisfying and something much more pure. But I don't want to act like I know what the cards are going to say. So I'm going to ask the cards to go a little deeper and explain the previous situation. And then I'm going to pull another set of cards to explain what we can look for in the future. So just to get a feel, we got a couple of people in the chat. In the past week, have you experienced loss in some way? One's in the chat. Have you experienced an alteration or a situation for which is irreparable? One's in the chat. Okay. So in reference to that previous situation that's irreparable, or the situation that you have lost, the energy is tied into lust. It's tied into a Leo or Leo type of energy that did not take the reality seriously. Because what is the reality? The reality is wealth. So when you have the 10 of this, when you have lust and wealth, these two energies do not work well together unless there's deep honesty and hard work. The hard part about Leo type of energies, the hard part of like lust type situations, is that they move you away from wealth. So it's very important to go into your next situation almost with like a drill bit of like hammering down the facts of, okay, are we getting to the wealth? Because if we're just fixating on this lust, this fire energy, what does fire do? It dies out, it dissipates, it is no longer the same as it once was, especially if it isn't kindled. So how does Leo's kindle? Leo's kindle through Virgo energy, right? The fire needs the earth to, say for instance, you have firewood, right? A fireplace, bonfire. You never just had a energy of fire without earth. So now, not to say that the energy is completely gone or passed you by, but the reality is that it should be. But say for instance, if you decide like to keep the thing going, well, the reality is that it has to be a level of foundation. Because what is lust first? Lust first is like a fire without a foundation. So is promising as lust is, as promising as fire energy is, without a foundation, without a firm hold on maintaining it, then it will not sustain itself. And if you're anything like me, and if you're any hopeless romantic type of energy, this is a time to build your foundation, right? And so as the ancestors and the spirits and your spirit guides are working with you, they're pulling you out of this situation. They're pulling you out of this situation super, super fast so you can fixate on what's really important. Okay, now that was the previous situation. Now, what do we have to look for in the future in reference to the thing for which that is lost, irreparable, that we have, unsalvageable past situation, relationship, opportunity, job, house, things of that nature. And so these things are not the end of the world. So don't get your panties in a bunch. So what do we have to look forward to? Happiness, 9 of Cups. What do we have to look forward to? Change, 2 of this. So of course, if the energy right now is negative, the reason for me to broadcast from my channel is to let you know. Oh wow. To let you to let you know that the negative emotive feelings are temporary and they are transitional and transformational, the same way as when you plant a seed in earth, for a moment or two, it's a unwary type of energy as it's germinating and growing through the soil, right? It's a little bit uncomfortable as you are growing. And the things for which that are not helping you grow, the ancestors are removing those things. So Attached to these things are intuitive gifts and psychic abilities. Now, you could take advantage of these intuitive gifts and psychic abilities by doing the thing that you need to do without any like no hint, right? No catalyst, no reason, just your intuition. And if you've been around the block a few times, you just know what you know, so you just moving in a different type of energy. Well, if you feel like that this person is not putting your happiness first, if this job is not putting your happiness first, if this career is not putting your happiness first, and you shrugging and trugging along, and it's 2023, you need to realize that as you build your foundation, the people or person that is within your life, if they're not prioritizing your happiness, then the reality is that it's not even a worthwhile endeavor. Because there's no guarantee that you have another life. I mean, we can pontificate and talk about our next life and our previous lives, because it makes conscious niggas get a hard on. It makes conscious sisters get a little wet in their panty area. But at the end of the day, let's talk about this life right here. And then you got a relationship with somebody who did not prioritize your happiness, and you do not have time for that. So you have now the Two of This is an earth card. The Two of This is a foundation card. If y'all can understand the energies that are kind of permeating through this reading, is like whatever you decide to do emotionally, whatever you decide to do in the realms of passion and love, if there's no foundation there, you're going to crash out. Okay? So let's deal with some shadow type of energy. If this reading assisted you in any way, can you get some ones in the chat? Can you like the video? It does help me out with the algorithm. Share the video if you're feeling froggy. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you watching a video, it'd be real awesome if you decided to do so. Therapy, which is going to be my nightly tarot show. We're going to do live one-on-one readings nightly, or as much as I can, once I get the Wi-Fi turned on in my estate. Once I get the Wi-Fi turned on in the estate, we're going to be chopping it up one-on-one style for my Patreon subscribers and my Substack readers. I love y'all so much for supporting my channel and supporting my endeavors, because if y'all decided to never support me, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So I got to give gratitude and give thanks for you for not just being somebody that just actually watched the videos, but somebody who actually supports and fucks with me. I really do love that about you. All right, let's deal with some shadow side energy. Pambagira is telling Divine Feminine, and Divine Feminine don't have to be male, female. It just representing your magical connection to Barbello, or the ancient maternal energies, right? Everybody has a Divine Feminine energy within us. Pambagira is saying that the more that you worry, the more that you bring that energy into your life. And so a lot of her devotees, a lot of her followers, a lot of the Pambagiras with an S at the end, representing the plural nature of the many facets of the Divine Feminine, don't understand how much power they have in this moment. So because they don't have an understanding of how much power they have in this moment, she's showing me a bunch of people holding bombs in their hand. So what would you do if you hold a bomb in your hand the whole entire time? You would worry. You would worry. See, Queen of Wands, this is my Pambagira card. Okay, we are getting into the shadow work of things. So the shadow work of things is that you're not actually tapping into your Divine Feminine energy. You can talk about it, but then when you get next to the nigga, it's like you will shrink down. Then when you get next to the girl, it's like, okay, babe, whatever you say, whatever you want to do, when you're not in your actual power. So when you're not in your power, you will hold the bomb. You will hold the TNT. You will hold the dynamite, and nothing can be positive when you don't step into your power. You cannot be in a relationship with a man and not prioritize his happiness. You can't be in a relationship with a woman and not prioritize her happiness. You have to think of your partner constantly, and if you're not able to do that, you're not even supposed to be in a relationship. Because why would a person choose to be in a relationship with a person and they can't be actually happy with the person? And you're like, oh, well, tough titty, I'm mad. So catch this mad type of energy. Well, that's not Pambajira. That's not Pambajira at all. Every woman has a Pambajira. Every woman has a divine feminine. If you work in 80 hours a week, I'm sure that divine feminine energy don't show up as much as you would like. So it's a certain level of taking time and energy to find the love within yourself to awaken the Pambajira energy. Now, the reality of Pambajira is if you're not sincere and if you ain't actually doing the work and being patient and developing the energy, then you're not serious about it. That's the issue with it, you know, because sometimes people just want the shit to come easy. And it don't actually come easy. What comes easy is once you activate your power. Once you activate your power, then this shit is easy. But the hard part is activating your power, recognizing the Kundalini energy, and then also recognizing how the lust energy has to be transmuted. Lust has to be transmuted into Pambajira. Because once lust is transmuted into Pambajira, now the relationship is happy. What we think is Pambajira, what we think is lust does not lead to lust. It leads to heartbreak because lust has no foundation. Everything is topsy-turvy and up and down, and it's exhilarating while it lasts, but then something weird happens with a motherfucker. It's 2023, motherfuckers is acting weird, ones in the chat. People acting unpredictable, ones in the chat. You can't really get a reading or a feel for people, ones in the chat. What is the message that I should close off with? I'm gonna ask my cards one more question because that's how I'm feeling. Ones in the chat, people is weird as fuck in 2023. So you gotta be real careful. That's why you gotta build the foundation. You gotta make sure people are psychologically sound. Because if y'all can bear witness to all these weird people in the chat, why do you think that you the exception of the rule to establishing a foundation? I don't care if you knew that person for your whole life. I don't care if you've been knowing that person since high school, you grew up with that person. That does not fucking matter. I don't care if you just met them. It don't matter. Y'all giving people the wrong criteria as for a reason to move forward with them. At what point did the law book say because you knew somebody for 10 years that meant that y'all was going to progress together? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does progression mean in 2023? Progression means that you're with somebody that prioritizes your happiness. Why do you say that? Because the world is changing. So if you with somebody that's talking about money and economics, what the fuck is you talking about? The country is in $33 trillion of debt. So if I'm rich and the country broke, what do that even actually matter? And I'm not to say to get off your wealth consciousness. You can be on wealth consciousness energy all you want. But at the same time, that is a priority of if wealth and money make you happy in your relationship, bitch is not crunching the numbers, talking about the bull market or bear market. She don't know the difference between NASDAQ and a Nokia cell phone. But you prioritizing happiness, how you feel like it's going to work out long term? Because she look good? The times is changing. You can't choose people on what they look like. You got to choose people on how serious they are on building you a foundation. And then, do they prioritize your happiness? Because you can talk to a girl, I guarantee you, fellas, you'll talk to a girl the whole time. The whole time. You can take her on all of the dates and you can just talk to her and pick her brain. Never once is she going to ask or wonder about the things that make you happy. But because you want to fuck, because you want to smash, because you want to take her to the hotel room or whatever the case may be, her not prioritizing your happiness is not a requirement. Well, that's not building a sturdy foundation for a future endeavor. And of course, I know y'all like to crash out with these women and things of that nature, and that's cool too. I'm not knocking your hustle. What should I leave? What should I leave the people with? What should I leave the people with? So the prince of this is the masculine within the feminine. The prince of this is the athlete. The prince of this is the person who heart is in the right place and is being directed in the right type of energy, right direction, and it's not always logical. It don't always make sense, right? And you don't and it's like you know what makes you happy, right? And you can actually verbalize what makes you happy. The thing is the filters, right? You would know exactly what you need to say, and you're like, oh, I shouldn't say that. Oh, I shouldn't go there. Oh, I shouldn't do that. No, I shouldn't go to the bar by myself because I don't want to look weird. Oh, I shouldn't go take myself out to eat because I don't want to look lame and things of that nature. See, first you knew I need to go out by myself and enjoy my day. But then the filter was like, I can't do that because whatever reason. Okay, so this is the Prince of This is talking about your instincts. Your instincts, and it's also giving me alchemy. So with alchemy, I'm saying, what are we mixing our instincts with? So I'm gonna pull another card. We mixing our instincts with our deep-seated emotions. So we got two princes. We got two instincts. We got a different type of instinct, an instinct for life. And we also have an instinct to feel good. We have an instinct to radiate that Tifereth, that beauty, that love, that natural energy. And if you're not living off your instinctual drive, then you also are living under some form of subjugation. And it don't also have to be external. Usually the number one subjugation is the filter that you have within yourself. And knowing how you want to feel, knowing where you want to go, knowing what you want to do. And don't say you can't verbalize it. Don't say you don't know. Just say, I'm going to remove the filter that's going to block my intuition. I'm going to remove the filter that's blocking my positive instincts, right? I'm gonna move the filter that's gonna say, this is how I want to feel and why I want to feel that, right? And it's not an easy thing, especially if you're a type of person that's like getting along, going along to get along type of energy, which most of us are. Most of us don't know our instincts from, a hole in the wall. And this is a challenge, right? Because as old energy is clearing the way and we get ready for this new love energy, one would say, well, how am I going to find love? Or where is love going to find me? Where is prosperity going to find me? One of the indications that I'm getting is that you don't need to actually seek that out more than you need to build a foundation and follow your instincts, okay? Build a foundation and follow your instincts, okay? Following instincts without a foundation, okay, you met a girl, but where are you going to take her to, right? You in a situation, but how you going to maximize the situation if you don't have no foundation? So it might seem like it's a complicated thing, and if you don't have what you need to have at this particular moment, one of the reasons why you probably don't have it is a foundation. And once again, when you're in intimate relationships and when you're starting this new thing, right? Say you get into a new relationship, say you going in a new interview, and there's certain things that reference the prioritization of your happiness, and the motherfucker tell you to go to hell. Well, you're not going to feel real bad about it. Why? Because you got a foundation now. The thing that is fucking you up right now is because you put the cart before the horse. The thing that's fucking you up now is that you thought that the fire was going to sustain you without the foundation. And now that the fire has dwindled, you're scratching your head. But this is a learning lesson. It's a learning lesson, and it's also a preparation for things to come, right? The thing about the fool, right? He knows that in the springtime, it's gonna be nice out. Girls gonna be wearing booty shorts. You know, all you gotta do is get your shit together, throw you on your favorite cologne, you know, and go to them spots and do them things, buy girls drinks, wink, you know, do your thing, get out here in the streets, shake it off, right? Whatever you gotta do. But the spring is coming. Rebirth is coming. So allow these energies to kind of recede as the energy moves into Pisces, get into more of your shadow work as a process to prepare yourself for the spring, because you know that things aren't going to be exactly the way that they are. Even more so is getting to a crescendo, is getting to a point where the veil is going to be completely pierced through. And once the veil is completely pierced through, the thing about the quantum world is that you can create whatever life you want to create. And you do this with two people. So at a deep spiritual level, the reason for which I'm saying what I'm saying is you can't get into no quantum shit if you got a girl that really don't fuck with you and prioritize your happiness. You can't get into no quantum shit if you got a dude in your life that really not really in your corner for real like that. They showing you in all of the movies. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby. Me and you. Right? And so understanding the psychology, the mental health, building a foundation, being a man's happiness, being a woman's happiness, and not acting like, you know, you too good to, you know, make somebody happy because you've been watching Tasha K or goddamn Kevin Samuels or some shit like that. Right? Remove the ego within your relationships, within the things that you're trying to do, and learn how to get under the skin of the person that you're with and really live a life that's worth living. Because if you're not doing that, you're probably subjugated and you're dealing with a lack of shadow work, a full-on degree of just like tearing each other down. Sometimes we can tear each other down without even knowing it. And the reason that we tearing our partners down is because we're not prioritizing their happiness. And it doesn't necessarily mean like that you need to do anything for them. Sometimes prioritizing your partner's happiness is giving them space. You know, it's real simple things, but you know, if we never even thought about it and never really took a second to realize it, then you're probably punishing the person that you're in love with, right? Because they did something that you didn't like, right? Which is bullshit. So, and once again, if you cannot get over the simple boy-girl relationship shit, right? If you can do all of the spiritual shit in the world and levitate and meditate and, you know, reach thousands of people, but in your own home, you can't facilitate Kundalini energy through the process of multiple orgasms and tantric energies, then what's it all worth? You know, a bunch of people kissing your ass, rubbing on your back, telling you that you a good boy, that ain't worth shit. A direct deposit, that ain't worth shit. They got some shit now, man. These girls nowadays, they got some freaky shit that they into, man. So you need to, you know, Google some shit. Get out here. Better yourself. Prepare for the spring. Prepare for the booty shorts. It's a lot of people and places. It's a lot of things going on in the world. So hopefully y'all prepared for the onslaught of reality that's about to take place. I'll be back tomorrow. and wherever spirit leads me, that's where I'm going. Hopefully you enjoyed this reading, got something from it. Hopefully it encouraged you to like the video, which I greatly appreciate, or maybe even do more, like buy a book or visit all of the things for which we offer on our website. We got some chocolates coming up real soon. Stay tuned for that. Join our newsletter because you like saving money. But yeah, love y'all. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful evening. Peace.